Ali Awdal and his wife and 4 children have been living as homeless people in Kalal area in Awdal, Somaliland's western region, after fleeing from the Somali region of Ethiopia last December. They trekked for 20 days from Halbor in city zone over the border to Kalal, where they are now sleeping under a tree. "We don't have a house, we stay under the tree during the day and at night we sleep outside. If there's any rain, we don't have shelter to keep us dry. We were living a good life and we had houses, but we were displaced by conflict and drought," he said. Ali arrived in Kalal with 35 sheep and 2 donkeys, all the animals remaining from the 200 animals they once had. The rest died during prolonged drought. He came to Somaliland hoping to keep his remaining feeble animals alive by finding water and fodder. They are among 130 Somali Ethiopian families from city who have set up a basic camp in a small area where the grazing for the livestock has already been depleted. Ali praised the locals for welcoming them and offering them food, although it ran out quickly. "The locals are good people. They helped us. It is us who are impoverished and everything is expensive around here," he said, adding his appeal to the authorities to help them get plastic sheeting for shelter. Compounding the losses from drought, these families faced intercommunal conflict in city zone that led to the loss of relatives and livestock and other property. Abdullahi Muse Abtadoon lost 2 sons killed in the conflict that forced them to abandon their home. He arrived in Kalal with his wife and 4 remaining children and their 30 goats and 4 cows. They had lost 170 goats earlier to the drought. The food they were given by local people in Kalal was much appreciated, but lasted only for 2 weeks. "The locals helped us with food and water. They got us food from the shops, some got us water and fodder. They are not too well off either, and they can't continue to help us," he noted. Abdullahi buys 20 liters of water at 2,000 Somaliland shillings, 25 cents. In January, he sold 2 of his goats for $80 and bought 50 kilograms of rice and flour, which they've been sharing with other families. "We fled drought and conflict. We arrived with our lives here in Somalia. We carried very few things. We need help and we're appealing to the aid organizations," he said. He and his family are also sleeping outside without any shelter. Kalal local commissioner, Sail and Jalal Ali, said the locals in the area were facing their own hardships and although they had collected some food aid, they did not have the capacity to support all the displaced families. "The people are very many and more are still coming. The fodder has been depleted. The locals don't have fodder for their animals either, and there is nowhere to go," he said. Sail then said some families had nothing at all when they arrived and aid agencies should respond to their needs.